the President to review. What will be the basis for our questions when there is no budget presented? Practically, there is no budget being presented. What is submitted in the NEP is not what the Secretary will want us to discuss. We cannot ask questions now. There's no budget. Is there a budget pending? Because the Secretary has said na i-review. He would like to request us to give inputs and we will do it. But how can we put inputs when what we will say may be already be corrected by the resubmitted budget of the DPWH? What is the paper we are going to review? That's one submitted. He has said that there's so many mistakes there, so many redundancy, so many projects already finished but still in the budget.
Mga magagandang proyekto na pwede natin gamitin ang pera katulad ng paggawa ng Sorsogon Northern Samar Bridge, ng Southern Leyte at Mindanao Bridge, ito na pwede na natin gamitin. Bakit nasa flood control tayong lahat? Inilabas ito ng ating Pangulo kasi kahit kami, hindi namin ito alam na ganito kalaki ang ating flood control projects, 32.3%. At unfortunately, ito yung pinaglalaanan ng malaking pondo ng ating bansa pero hindi natatapos ang ating baha. Nandyan pa rin ang ating baha. Ang ating pong mahal na sekretary hindi nag-present ng budget dito at parang apologetic na siya sa ginawang budget ng DPWH. Pero kami po ay natasan magtanong, kaya ito pa rin ang itatanong namin. Po ba? So, sa akin tingin po, ang buong budget natin ay 6.793 trillion na pinasa sa atin ng DBCC, ng ating Executive Department. At sa 6.7 trillion na ito, 880.01 billion ang pondo ng DPWH. Tama po ba?
Tama po, Minority Leader. Tama po.
At sa 880.01 billion, ang nababasa po namin na flood control projects ay umaabot ng 250.8 billion. Tama po ba?
Tama po.
Representing 32.3% of your budget. Ito po yun. 32.3% of your budget nasa flood control. Alam niyo, masaya po kami na inilabas ito ng ating Pangulo kasi kahit kami, hindi namin ito alam na ganito kalaki ang ating flood control projects, 32.3%. At unfortunately, ito yung pinaglalaanan ng malaking pondo ng ating bansa pero hindi natatapos ang ating baha. Nandyan pa rin ang ating baha. Aware po ba kayo sa top 20 flood-prone provinces sa ating bansa? Based sa ating geohazard mapping and assessment? Tama po ba? Alam nyo, may kasabihan ni Edward A. Murphy Jr., American Aerospace Space Engineer sa California, ang sinabi, anything that can go wrong will go wrong. Dito na po tayo nagsisimula, magkamali. Dahil yung mga binabahang probinsya ay hindi natin tinatamaan. Anong binabahang probinsya natin? Number 1, Maguindanao, 158 hectares. Number 2, Cagayan, 135.6 hectares. Number 3, Pangasinan. Number 4, Isabela. Number 5, Nueva Ecija. Number 6, Palawan. Number 7, Pampanga. Number 8, Agusan del Sur. Number 9, Zamboanga del Sur. Number 10, Iloilo. Number 11, North Cotabato. Number 12, Leyte. Number 13, Bulacan. Number 14, Northern Samar. Number 15, Tarlac. Number 16, Capiz. Zambales, Davao del Norte, Camarines Sur, and Western Samar. Ito po yung ating top 20 flood control provinces na talagang binabaha. Pero sa pinaglalaanan po natin ng pondo ng DPWH, kayo po ang nag-identify dito. Nasa NEP po natin at nasa isumbong sa Pangulo po ito. 12 sa mga probinsya, wala po dito sa top 20 provinces. Ano bang basis ninyo sa identification? Kaya, mahal na Secretary, kailangan itong pag-aralan dahil mananalo lang po tayo dito pang maganda ang ating planning. Alam nyo, 2019, Secretary, napapansin ko sa aking probinsya sa Eastern Samar, sa bayan ko, San Rafael na barangay, Taft, Eastern Samar, may nagsulputan mga proyekto. Una, yung mga rock netting. 3 billion, hindi namin maintindihan sa Eastern Samar. Hindi naman naglalandslide, hard rock, pero 3 billion ang inilagay. At may mga flood control projects po kami na nakikita namin. Ngayon pa lang nagsulputan, isa sa Hernani, barangay ng Hernani ng Suong, at saka isa sa barangay ng Llorente. Ngayon pa lang sinimulan, 2024 budget. At ang nakikita namin ay malaki ang accomplishment na inire-report at actually nag-mobilize pa lang. In preparation, pag malaki ang accomplishment, pag wala nang nakakatingin, tingnan nyo po, baka ito na yung magiging ghost projects, kukubrahin na yung 100%. Malaki ang problema namin sa aming mga seawall, Secretary. Maraming tinatamaan ng super typhoon. Yung mga Pacific towns, hindi namin maintindihan, hindi na-prioritize yung seawall, pero nasa river controls pa natin. Kailangan i-rationalize natin ang paggamit ng ating pondo. At kailangan managot ang dapat managot po dito sa paglustay ng kaban ng bayan. Maraming salamat po.
Minority Leader, Honorable Minority Leader, maraming salamat po. Agree po ako sa lahat ng sinabi ninyo. Kung meron man pong flood control projects, dapat po ang uunahin dito yung mga pinaka-nangangailangan ng flood control project. Yan po ay tingin ko ay common sense, Honorable Minority Leader. Kaya po ang gagawin po natin, kasama po dito sa ating pag-review at pag-repaso, isa sa mga pinakamalaki nating priority ay ang pag-repaso ng flood control budget. Napakalaki po nito. Mahigit 30% ng 880 billion budget ng DPWH ay nasa flood control. In fact, Madam Chair, sa pinakita po sa aking numero, hindi lang po 250, 268.3 billion ang nakalagay sa flood control. So ito po talaga kailangan rebisahin, repasuhin. We have to put rhyme and reason. We have to put order in allocating the precious funds of our people. And it will start, obviously, with science, as mentioned by Chair Mika earlier. Kailangan po science-based ito. Hindi ito po pwedeng kung saan-saan na lang po kinukuha ang mga numero at kung saan-saan na lang po ginagagay. Kailangan po ilalagay ito base sa siyensya. Kaya po, makakaasa po kayo, Honorable Minority Leader, gagawin po natin yan sa ating pagre-repaso at pagre-review nitong budget ng DPWH.
With the indulgence of the body, we will allow the minority leader to field an additional question. Go ahead po, ML.
Maraming salamat po, Madam Chair. Further observation po, Secretary. Sa 880 billion ng DPWH, 300 ang nakukompute ko, yung dinidecide, ina-identify ng districts ay umaabot ng 381 billion. On the assumption na 1.5 billion per district ang ating allocation. Ibig sabihin, 499 billion ito yung nasa budget ng DPWH less sa inyong maintenance and operating expenses at saka personnel services. Bawasan ito ng 32.3%. sa flood control, 249 na lang billion at may nakatago pa yung information sa akin ng ating Vice Chair ng Appropriations. May nakatago pa 100 billion sa flood control. Ibig sabihin, umaabot tayo ng mga 350 billion. Kaya po, ito ang reason na walang magandang maintenance ang ating Maharlika Highway. Yung mga existing roads natin na kailangan natin ayusin. Kasi nasa lahat na ng flood control ang ating pondo. Kahit yung mga magagandang proyekto na pwede natin gamitin ang pera, katulad ng paggawa ng Sorsogon Northern Samar Bridge, ng Southern Leyte at Mindanao Bridge, ito na pwede na natin gamitin. Bakit nasa flood control tayong lahat? Anong maganda dito? Dapat matuto na tayong magplano ng maayos. Pasensyahan niyo po ako, Secretary. Nararanasan po namin lahat ang mga ito at kami po nagagalak na inilabas po ito ng ating mahal na Pangulo para maayos ang pondo ng DPWH sa ating bansa. Your comments, Secretary.
Maraming salamat po, Honorable Minority Leader. Again, tama po kayo. No, marami pong mga proyekto na dapat i-prioritize at yun po ang pipilitin nating gawin. No? Dito sa pagrepaso natin, kung hindi naman kinakailangan yung ibang mga flood control project, pwede po iyang magamit sa ibang mga project tulad ng pag-maintain ng Maharlika Highway, yung ating backbone, nationwide backbone, at iba pang mga proyekto tulad ng ating mga tulay. Ano po ito? Ito po ang gagawin natin at ipapasalamat po tayo ulit sa ating Honorable Minority Leader at sa ibang member ng komite sa pagpo-point out nitong mga importanteng mga issue na ito dito sa 2026 budget ng DPWH. Salamat po.
Maraming salamat po, mahal na Secretary, at maraming salamat po sa ating chairperson, sa inyong lahat. Thank you po.
Thank you very much, Minority Leader Marcelino Libanan. We'll now move to our next interpellator from the part of the independent, Representative Isidro Ungab. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair. I have a question to DPWH. Perhaps Secretary Vince could delegate this to one of his deputies, considering that bago pa siya nakaupo. My question is this. What happened, anong nangyari sa big ticket, high impact flood control projects that were funded by ODA? They were lodged under the Foreign Assisted Projects or FAPs. I think this was presented in the 2024 budget and 2025 budget. Can you give me an explanation or clarification on that? Kasi malaki to, malalaki to. I understand that the foreign creditors here are JICA, Asian Development Bank, World Bank, IBRD, Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, Korea Economic Cooperation Development Fund, and the government of China. Pag na-approve na kasi yan, yung mahaba yung proseso. Very, very technical. Kompleto yan. Feasibility study, everything. Pumasa na ito sa DBCC, pumasa na sa Monetary Board. At saka meron ng sovereign guarantee. Anong nangyari? Please clarify, Your Honor.
Mr. Chairman, Honorable Sid Ungab, if I may just ask Undersecretary Emil Sidain, who is in charge of our foreign assisted projects, to respond.
Good morning, Madam Chair, Your Honors. Relative to the ODA or foreign funded projects, which are actually the high impact projects, this has been actually implemented, Madam Chair, Your Honors, in most of our yearly implementations since the past administrations until now. But it goes through the process of approval from the NEDA, previously with NEDA, passing through the ICC Technical Board, then once it goes up to ICC Cabinet Committee, all the way to the NEDA Board. And until now, Mr. Chair, all these flagship projects goes to the proper vetting of all the line agencies for review. With regards po to flood control, most of these projects, especially the big ticket projects, goes also to the detailed master plan and feasibility studies before this can be submitted to the NEDA or the DepDep for proper review. And with this, Mr. Chair, once it goes through the approval, the lending institution, if this is actually with JICA, World Bank, ADB, or Korean Exim Bank, the appraisal mission has to come to the Philippines for a more rigid evaluations of the same. So, napakasinsinan po ang review, but isang importante po dito that we have to recognize, the NEDA ICC has to evaluate the projects on a threshold that all projects that should be funded through foreign should go a threshold passing the 10% economic internal rate of return. Meaning if the IR is low, there could be no ROI or impact to the government and to the public. So isa po yun din na tinitignan po ng ating mahal na Pangulo once it reaches the EDC, the Executive Development Council, all these projects can really give a high boost to the economic development of the country. Now, Mr. Chair, with regards to the funding, we got actually funds as early as 2022, 23, a very minimal budget compared to the NEP that was actually foreseen for release. Bumababa po siya doon sa expected. And what is more worse, last year, 2024, we received a zero budget from the GAA. May dumating naman po ito, pero these are actually more on the unprogrammed budget. So meaning, wala po siya sa priority as to budgeting, and the unprogrammed normally comes out on the third and fourth quarter. So the effect for the insufficiency of funds or the lack of funds from the program line items of these flagship projects can eventually result into a slowdown of implementation, the suspension or delay also on the procurement kasi wala po katayong CAF for the certificate of ability of funds, so you cannot proceed with the bidding. And more worse, it can also generate a commitment fee because all loans are given a prescribed timeline, and this timeline, inclusive of the funding and as well as the component by project implementation, should be properly approved and implemented by the line agency, which is DPWS. So kung bitin po yung pondo, we always drag it to a more delay, more timelines that are necessary to complete the whole projects. Yung po ang problema namin. That's why in the next year budget, we would like to get the most exact NEP as actually been proposed in the DPWH for 2026 po. Thank you po.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, I would like to simplify what really happened. The transformation of those ODA-funded projects in 2024 and 2025. I have here the 4 books of the budget books. Ang tawag ko nito noong araw, ang 4 na libro ng APRO. Sa 2024 National Expenditure Program, pumasok yung ODA. 21.6 billion. Nandito, ginagyan ko ng tag. 11 projects. Pagdating sa GAB 1, General Appropriation Bill, white book with red letterings, pumasok din, fitful copy, 11 projects, 21.6 billion. Pagdating sa GAB 3, third reading dito sa House of Representatives, binawasan ng 5.4 billion, ang naiwan 16.1 billion. So sa House of Representatives pa lang, binawasan na yung ODA. And you know what happened pagdating sa GAA. Pagdating sa GAA, this is now the product of both the Senate, the House of Representatives, at saka sa BICAM. Zero kinatay yung buong ODA. Nakakahiya sa ating mga foreign creditors. Punta naman tayo sa 2025. Ito yung ginawa. As is yung proposal, National Expenditure Program, 11 projects, foreign funded, 11 total of 27.5 billion nandito. Nilagyan ko ng marker. GAB 1, first reading, faithful copy, nandito yung 11 projects. Total of 27.5 billion. Third reading, House of Representatives. Binawasan ng 18.6 billion, ang naiwan 8.9 billion na lang. ODA funded ito. May approved loan na sa mga foreign creditors. GAA 2025. In fairness to the other house, to the Senate, binalik nila yung 300 million. So yung 8.9 na naiwan dito sa House, naging 9.2 billion. Walang binawas pagdating sa Senado, pero ang overall total, ang nabawas is 67% of the flood control budget, which are big ticket. Pag sinabing big ticket, malalaki ito. These are the, kumbaga, super highway. Dito dadalo yung maliliit. So what happened to the ODA projects? It's very simple. Tingnan nyo lang. Nawala yung big ticket projects at nagsusulputan na parang kabuti yung maliliit na projects. Makita nyo yan sa budget. In other words, gichap-chap yung ODA foreign funded projects pumunta sa maliliit na mga proyekto. So, sino ang members ng chap-chap gang dito? So, I have 3 questions for DPWH. First question ko, kung natuloy sana itong mga proyekto, 2 taon yung 2024 zero budget, reduced by 67%.
Please wind up, Honorable Sir.
These are very important questions, Your Honor. The public should know this. First question ko, kung natuloy sana itong mga proyekto na ito, could have this help solve the problems in Metro Manila? Kasi nandito yung Metro Manila Flood Control Project at saka yung Pasig Marikina Channel Improvement. Second, sayang wala si Secretary Bunuan. I'm going to ask him sana dito. Did Secretary Bunuan reported this to the President? Kasi kung 2024 pa lang, na zero na yung ODA, sana hindi na mangyari yung 2025. Di ba? Last question para sa DPWH. Can we still avail of those loans? Kasi nagbayad na tayo ng commitment fee. So, Secretary Vince Dizon, I know you are a finance guy also. Sayang yung long term, kaya nga malalaki yun, big ticket, long term project. Saka ito may study talaga, kumpleto. Pwede ba natin i-reavail yun? At saka yung maliliit na project, yun na lang gawin nating Government of the Philippines counterpart. I hope we can do that. So, yun po, yun lang po ang matanong ko. Sana meron pa akong isang question, hindi ko na lang idagdag. Let's hear from DPWH, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable Sidungab. Sir, tama po kayo, no? Napaka-importante po ng ating mga flagship projects, no? Gago na po yung mga foreign funded projects, no? Dahil po hindi po pwedeng madigay ito. Dahil ang mga digay may kaakibat na dagdag na babayarin at meron din kaakibat na dagdag na utang. Kaya po talagang priority po yan at pipilitin po namin, no, na siguraduhin na makahabol tayo ngayong 2026 dito po sa ating mga foreign assisted projects. Kamukha po ng Davao Samal Bridge, halimbawa. No, kamukha po ng mga bridges natin dito sa Metro Manila. Meron din pong flood control na foreign assisted project dito sa Metro Manila at sa ibang mga lugar. So, makakaasa po kayo na pipilit po namin i-preserve at kung kaya po talaga pong pataasin pa ang appropriation natin para sa mga foreign assisted projects natin for 2026.
Thank you. Yung dalawang question, kahit later nyo na lang sagutin.
Thank you, thank you.
I have a,
Vice Chair Rufus, if this is, may we proceed to recognize the first interpolator?
this is regarding a point of order and a parliamentary inquiry at the same time. Madam Chair, we could not, we could not proceed, Madam Chair, with question and answers when there is no presentation of the budget. In other words, just like when we have our second reading of bills, there is always that committee amendments. Here, I think the best way, the Secretary is already studying it very well upon order of the President to review. What will be the basis for our questions when there is no budget presented? Practically, there is no budget being presented. What is submitted in the NEP is not what the Secretary will want us to discuss. So there's really, with that statement of the Secretary, let's allow him. Let's allow the Secretary and the team to be able to come out already what they see as their initial findings of deficiencies, of errors, so that when we come, we have a new budget that is already corrected by the proper agency for us to ask questions. We cannot ask questions now. There's no is there a budget pending? Because the Secretary has said na i-review. He would like to request us to give inputs and we will do it. But how can we put inputs when what we will say may be already be corrected by the resubmitted budget of the DPWH? It's a procedural issue that we have to tackle. Because otherwise, what is the paper we are going to review? That's one submitted. He has said that there's so many mistakes there, so many redundancy, so many projects already finished but still in the budget. Let us give a chance to the DPWH and let's have a meeting after we give them some time. And that is where we will have our minority majority. But I submit to the chairperson,